Hi guys, welcome to another video. So which are my least used bags? Which are the bags that I had to have? I was obsessed with, absolutely obsessed with buying. Waited years for them. They were my dream bags, etc, etc. And then I don't use them. So I have five. Five that I don't use hardly at all. But are they a regret? Let's find out. So let's start with probably the obvious one. If you've seen any of my videos, you may already know this one. It's the Trendy CC by Chanel. I waited years, about 4 years, for the Trendy to come out in the combination that I really, really wanted. So I thought this was going to be my absolute dream bag. It was like the beautiful classic flap by Chanel. It had the turn lock, obviously it's got the flap. It's beautiful leather. It has a shoulder strap, but it has a top handle, and I love a top handle. I'll give you a quick look inside it. It's got the compartments. It's absolutely beautiful, and that's the back. So why don't I use it? Well, two reasons. The first reason is because the lambskin is so delicate. If you saw my other video where I was explaining about the lambskin on this, and as I was filming, I saw that I damaged it, and I don't know if it's coming up, there's a line sort of down here. It just shows how delicate the lambskin is on this, and because of that I've been so scared to use it because it's so delicate. So, and I don't want to feel like that with my bags. I want to feel like I can use them. I don't throw them around, and I do look after them, but I want to be able to use them. The second reason is I just don't love it. I just don't love it. I don't love it like I thought I would. I thought this would be the perfect bag. It's got all the elements. It's got the top handle, and it's got everything. So on paper, this is the bag for me. But yeah, in reality, I don't know. I just don't love it. I think because the chain strap is, it's beautiful, and I love how it sort of goes back into the bag, and you can then hold it as two handles, or you can have it where you have the chain hanging down, and it looks absolutely beautiful. But this isn't quite long enough for crossbody on me. I can wear crossbody, but this then sticks up and it gets in the way, and it's a bit of a pain, to be honest, and I don't reach for it, and I cannot remember the last time I actually used it. So the question is this a regret? And the answer is yes. And I really can't believe I'm saying that, because I lusted after this and obsessed over it for so long. Yeah, it's a big regret. So the second one on this list is the Dior Book Tote. And this is the large one. It's so big, it just about fits on screen. I adore this bag. I absolutely adore this bag. I wanted this so much. And I know some people say that it looks like a bag for life and it's ridiculous, and the amount of money and everything else. I love it. I absolutely love the aesthetic of this. The blue oblique is my absolute favourite in Dior. And I wanted this exact combination. So yeah, why is it one of my least used then, if I adore it so much? Well, in all honesty, there are a couple of reasons. I'm just going to put this down a little bit so you can actually see me. There are a couple of reasons, and I think the first one is because I have another two bags that are alternatives to this. So this, as you can see, is a massive bag. You can fit so much in it. So this isn't an everyday bag. This is travel. It's when you're carting a load of stuff somewhere. So for that type of bag, I have my absolutely trusted Neverfull, and I love the Neverfull, and I use that so much because it's so easy to use. I also have the Chanel Deauville, and again, it's so easy to use. That one's got a shoulder strap and top handles, and it's got some pockets inside, and it's a bit more slouchy. This is obviously very structured. So the other two, the Neverfull and the Deauville, because they're quite sort of less structured, shall we say, they're slightly slouchier. they're so much easier to travel with. If you're putting them, I don't know, in the back of your car, in the footwell, or if you're, I don't know, on a plane and you want to put them in underneath the seat, they're just very easy to sort of, I wouldn't say I'd shove them, but you know what I mean. They're easier to get into those spaces where there's no way this is going under the seat. It just won't fit. And secondly, because yeah, when this gets heavy, the handles get really painful. I mean, the fabric is beautiful, and on the bag it's beautiful, but yeah, on the handles it becomes, because you've got it's quite raised. It's actually quite uncomfortable. But do I regret it? No, I don't. I adore this bag, and there are times when I will use this. So you just have to choose your time when you are using this, and in those times it's amazing, and I love it. And I've got an organizer to go inside it that has a zipped top to it, so that means that I can keep my things secure. So I don't regret it. I absolutely love it. It is just one of the least used. So next on the list is this one. This is my absolutely stunning Christian Dior saddle bag. And mine is in, I think it's classed as is it just the regular size or the small? It's not the mini. So it's a slightly larger size. And I went for the black. It's like a grained leather. So you can see there it's got a very beautiful aged gold hardware with the CDs, and then it's got the D. And I like the fact that it had the D for me, for Deborah. So yeah, I love this bag. And it's got a pocket on the back, and then inside it has, it's hard to show you, it's got a compartment and a zipper inside. And the shape of it is it's just very, very quirky, isn't it? So why is this on the list if I'm saying my gorgeous, wonderful saddle bag? Well, it's on the list because it is definitely one of my least used bags. It definitely is. I don't reach for it that often. So why don't I? Well, I adore this bag. I absolutely love it. I think, look at the aesthetic of it. It's absolutely beautiful. So the top handle is actually a decent size drop on the top handle. So it actually does go on the shoulder really, really well, or obviously crook of the arm or handheld. And this is how the bag comes. This is it. And I bought the guitar strap, which actually hooks on here, to make it a little bit more usable. Hang on, I'll just go get it. So I'm back with the guitar strap now. It's not as big as you think it is. The size of the bag actually looks quite large, but as I say, it's stitched really, really up into here because of the saddle shape. So the usable space that you've got is actually more like this bit. And yeah, it's slightly fiddly because the handle goes over the top. There then is a flap that's got to get through the handle to get into it, and then you're into the bag. So it is slightly, see, it's just slightly faffy. I don't know if you can see this, because of the scooped out opening here. You are a little bit playing a little bit of Tetris to get things in and out. This tends to be, for me, an evening bag, more of a date night bag, something like that. And I would just use it just with the handle, and I'd use it just on the crook of my arm or a little shoulder bag. So the guitar strap for me was a complete and utter waste of money, and this was really expensive. So was I annoyed I had to pay an extra few £100, I think this was, to get this? Yes. Did I do it anyway? Yes. Do I regret it? Yes. And I think I just have other alternatives for that type of bag. I think I would go to the Constance, I would go to the Petite Mal. If you're going for, that beautiful little evening bag, just for date night, something like that, for going for a nice restaurant or something. There are just other bags that I gravitate to. I'd probably take the Chanel Walk. I don't know, now I'm taking this one to everything because I adore this one. So I think this has just got a little bit, put on the back burner. So what do I think? Is this a regret? No, I don't think it is. This is a regret. So I don't regret the bag at all. I love it, and I think I will occasionally go back to reaching for it. But yeah, it is definitely one of my least used. I don't gravitate towards it that often, but I love it. So the next one on the list of my least used, and this will, I think, be a surprise to you. It's this one. This is my Birkin 35, and this is in the noir, in the black with the gold hardware. Now, I've raved about this bag. I have absolutely raved about all Birkins, all the Hermes bags. I love Hermes. I do. So why am I saying that this is one of my least used bags? It's definitely my least used Hermes bag because of the size of it. And I've done another video which is the comparison between the 25, the 30, which is down there somewhere, and the 35. And I say in that the 25 is wonderful most of the time, the 30 is perfection, and the 35 is very big and it's heavy. So this is one of my least used bags for that absolute reason. Is it is a huge bag. It's absolutely huge. You take out the sides and have it, which is the way I like it to look. And if you have a look at it compared to the book tote, it's not as big as a book tote, but it is a very, very big bag. And because it's leather, it's extremely heavy. Now, that's a really good thing because it feels quality, it feels beautiful. But yeah, even holding it now with nothing in it, it is a heavy bag. And obviously the Birkin doesn't come with a shoulder strap. It just has the two top handles. It does go on the crook of your arm, but again, if you put a load of stuff in this, it's very, very heavy on the crook of your arm. It's very comfortable. It's not like the book tote where, I mean, this is beautiful smooth leather. So yeah, it's not uncomfortable. It's just heavy and it's quite cumbersome. And again, you're not going to be taking this on a plane or a train really where you're shoving it somewhere. You just wouldn't. It's too precious, it's not overly delicate. It's actually reasonably durable, but I'm not putting this on a plane. I'm just not. So it's a little bit the same as the book tote is I have to decide where I'm going and whether this is suitable for it. It's not an everyday, it's always going to suit every occasion type of bag. It's one of those where if you are just going a short distance and you're not carrying too much and it suits your outfit and everything else, and it's wonderful and it's beautiful and it's gorgeous. But it's definitely one of my least used. I don't grab it hardly ever. I just don't. So is this one a regret? No. It's the absolute dream bag. It's the quintessential Hermes Birkin. It's the original Birkin that was designed for Jane Birkin. So for me as a Hermes lover and loving the history and the brand and the heritage and everything, I wanted a 35, but I'd already got the 30 beforehand because that was I knew that would be the one for me, but I did want a 35 and I'm lucky enough that I could have both of them, so it gives me the option. So absolutely no regrets whatsoever, but it's definitely one of my least used. And last but not least, it's the Lady Dior. And I'm so sorry that this is even in this list. I adore this bag. And again, I was obsessed with the Lady Dior. I wanted one for absolute years. It's just been, and that's one reason that really annoys me. Anyway, I don't know. I'm always fiddling with it. I lusted after the Lady Dior. I couldn't decide whether I wanted the medium, the small, the mini, even the larger one. I just knew I wanted one in the beautiful leather lambskin canage. And can I just say, the Dior lambskin is unbelievable. I haven't used this a lot at all, to be fair, but there's not one mark on it. And I haven't used a trendy either. I've probably used them the same amount of time. This is just beautiful. So yeah, if you do love the canage print and you love the lambskin, Dior, it's just beautiful. So anyway, why is this one of my least used bags? Well, as I say, I couldn't decide which size, which colour, which iteration of it I should go for, and I ended up deciding I wanted a grey one. Of course I did, and I saw this one, and it's just, this is called cloud blue actually, but it's like a bluey grey. It's sort of like a steel colour. It's absolutely beautiful. It's slightly darker in real life than it is on screen because of my lights, and it's beautiful. And it's got more of a champagne gold hardware, which I just think looks beautiful with it. Now, I had to make a compromise with this. I had to go for the one with the zipper, and I really, really wanted the one with the flap. Now, if I wanted this size in this colour combination, it only came with the zipper at that point in time. So why is it one of my least used? Well, there's things that just annoy me about it. The handles annoy me. The fiddly, the clunky, the noisy, the sort of don't flap down. It annoys me that they won't stand up, but then they won't flap down. So if you want to try and wear this crossbody, the crossbody strap works perfectly size-wise and it's very comfortable. But even if you put it on the inside of the D-rings, these flap forward and they get in the way, because obviously then that's bumping against your body and you have to have it sort of half up. And if you put it on the outside of the D-rings to make the handles stand up better, the handles then get in the way when it crossbody because they're then, you know, they're too high up and they're clunking into you. So yeah, I don't know why they didn't make them so that they fully sort of go flush, because they've done that on the D-Joy. And also the zipper is very annoying. It's very tight and you have to sort of, again, it's a really good size bag, but you can't fit that much in it because you can't get the things in and out because of the closure. So you're a little bit trying to find things, and also it's a bit scratchy in and out with the zip. So all in all, I just find it a bit annoying. Do I regret this one? Sort of. So what did I do? I went and bought another one in the smaller size in red. Now I don't have that with me at the minute because I've actually given that to my daughter, so that is her bag now, and I don't have that with me to show you. So that is the ABC Lady Dior, and that has the flap enclosure. So I thought that was the answer. Yeah, the handles are still annoying, but you can't do anything about that. But you know, it's not that much smaller. You can still fit quite a lot in it, and it's got the flap, and that'll be a lot easier. And I went for a beautiful bright cherry red, which is a beautiful colour. So why did I end up giving that to my daughter? Because I didn't use it. I used that less than this one. I think it was because I don't like the strap on that one. It has a thick, like leather, chunkier, not as exactly a guitar strap, but it's got a thicker strap. And I just don't love it. I just don't. It's too chunky. And I just don't think it suits the bag. The bag's very elegant, and the strap on that it tries to make it a bit edgier. Yeah, for me, it just didn't work. The mini has a beautiful chain strap, and I wished that I actually wished that chain came with one of the other bags because I didn't want the mini size. So that was my conundrum with it. So yeah, I regretted the first one. So I'll go out and buy a second one and regret that one. So do I now go and buy a mini so that I get the flap enclosure and the chain strap? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it because I know that bag is tiny, and I've got a few tiny bags now like this one and the Petite Mal, and yeah, I don't need a lot of that size because I don't go out that often. I just don't. So I think the mini size would be less useful as an actual bag, although I love them. So watch this space and watch me make another mistake. Going back to this one, is it a regret? Yeah, I think I should have thought it through a little bit more. Although I tried to think it through for years, to be fair. But yeah, it is a regret. It just is. I'm really, really sorry. So the moral of the story in today's lesson is probably that not all bags have to be used all the time for you to still love them. I have, 2 or 3 bags in this list that are definitely my least used bags, but I still love them and they're not a regret and I adore them. So it just means you choose the time that you're gonna wear them. And I am fortunate enough to have a beautiful, slightly large collection of bags, which means yeah, a lot of them are on rotation, so you're not going to use them all every day because I can't possibly. So it doesn't mean that the least used are always a regret. However, I've got a couple of regrets in there, haven't I? So yeah, do your research, think it through, and try not to make the mistakes I've made. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch another of my videos, I will put it here or here. And other than that, I'll see you on the next one.